Now I know you's wondering how me and my husband got ourselves in this here situation out in Nebraska. Now I tell you, it wasn't ever in our plans. But, like we said before, he and I couldn't get any land back home in Virginia. We about had no choice. We needed something to make ourselves a living, and like I said, we's farming folk. We never planned to move out west. No, not with all them Indian attacks, coyotes, wolves, and we hear that there's even bears out west. We didn't want to put ourselves in any of that kind of danger. But then one day, we was walking through town all happy as can be, ready to mail off an important letter, when we came across this sign hanging up on a fence post. It was as if all our prayers had been answered. Right there, we saw for ourselves, the first time, the Homestead Act. 160 acres of land out in Nebraska for free. Well, sort of for free. We quick learned that you gotta jump through a few hoops before you can actually get that land for yourselves. See, as it turns out, you gotta be at least 21 years old or the head of a family. That means if you's 18 but you got yourself a wife and some kids, you can head out west under the Homestead Act even though you ain't 21. That also means that for the first time ever, single women can actually lay claim to their own homesteads. They can own their own land, they can do their own farming, they can own their own homes. They don't need a husband to be taking care of them. You also have to be a U.S. citizen, or at least plan on becoming a U.S. citizen if you're an immigrant into the United States. And you also have to have never borne arms against the U.S. That means all them Confederate soldiers who fought against the United States in the Civil War, yeah, they can't apply for a homestead. Now my family, we's lucky. Because even though we's from the state of Virginia, my husband, he never believed in seceding from the Union. He thought that we should all be sticking together. So he never actually fought for the Confederacy, which means that we can apply for ourselves a homestead. The other thing, you can't own 320 acres worth of land, because if you do, government ain't gonna give you any more. The whole point here is for us to be settling out west. If you already own a whole bunch of land back east, there's no need for you to be making up a home somewhere else. And then there's that last point. You head on out west, make yourself a nice little home. After 5 years, you can apply for your deed for that land. Pay your $10 fee, you get yourself a deed, and you got yourself 160 acres of land for free, or as free as the U.S. government's gonna give it out for. Even with that $10 fee, my husband and I, we saw this as our opportunity that we've been waiting for. So we packed up all our belongings, grabbed our kids, we's all got on our horses, and we rode off out west. Well, I mean, we rode off out west toward the train station and we took that transcontinental railroad out to Nebraska. Once we got out here to Nebraska, we built ourselves a nice little sod house that you're sitting in right now. And I tell you, despite how rough it is out here, the bad weather, the fact that we're living in a house made out of grass and dirt and we got snakes and all that fun stuff, this is the best decision we ever made. I love living in my sod house. So I'd like to welcome you here and tell you a little bit about our adventure, about our travels, and what it's like living out here in Nebraska under the Homestead Act.